Hey, I've got another trip scheduled for next week.
What? Another business trip? Are you serious?
What do you mean by another one? Do you have any issues or concerns with me taking on the responsibility of managing and providing for our family? You know this was part of the job.
I understand that. I'm not complaining. It's just. It feels like these trips are happening one after another. You just returned from one last week. I can't believe we barely have any time to hang out anymore.
It's important to note that this situation occurred 2 weeks ago, and it's not something I am actively planning or arranging on my own.
Why are you speaking so strangely all of a sudden? It's unsettling. Why did they start sending you on these trips? You never had to go on them before. It's not like you were transferred to a different department or anything. What has changed in your position that requires these trips?
It's also worth mentioning that before this situation, there wasn't a requirement or need for us to travel as part of our job duties. Why are you getting worked up about something that is beyond my control?
There you go again, speaking strangely. What's gotten into you? I'm not getting worked up or anything, just curious. I remember you used to talk about how fortunate you were. Because your department didn't usually require business trips. And now, things have completely changed. Why would they suddenly start sending you on all these business trips?
I don't know, babe. Again, it's not like I'm planning them or making any decisions about them. I just say yes to the boss and do what I'm told. My position doesn't allow me to ask more questions. You have no idea about what's happening in the business world. All you do is stay at home all day.
That was a decision we both made. I've been working every single day since I graduated college. Including the 4 years we've been married. You know I'm not just staying home doing nothing.
Then what's the problem? Why are you giving me a hard time about my business trips?
I'm not giving you a hard time, I'm just curious. Why can't I ask you questions? It sounds like you're trying to hide something. What are you trying to conceal, then?
All I'm saying is that businesses go through changes. My company is going through the same. And that's why I'm going on these trips that I didn't go on before.
I understand that. I know that the work you do is completely different from what I used to do. I really can't say whether something changed to prompt all these trips.
Right? So our business model is changing. And my involvement is necessary for that growth.
I didn't realize your position was so important.
Are you still doubting what I'm saying? What do you think I'm doing with my time on these trips? Stop hounding me.
Calm down, I'm not doubting you at all. I just thought it was unusual to see this type of change in your position.
Isn't that the very definition of doubting someone? Your questions imply it.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Maybe it's you who is trying to hide something. What secrets do you have?
What? What are you talking about? How can you turn things around like that?
It feels like you're trying to divert attention from something you're doing by focusing on me. You're hiding something.
Why would I do that? I have nothing to hide, and you know that very well. What, do you think I'm cheating on you or something? I don't have time for anything like that.
What the hell? How did this conversation turn to cheating? Where is your mind today? That's not at all what I was saying. All I'm saying is that when someone starts prying and questioning someone else's actions, there's usually some built-up guilt involved. especially with you. You always keep things to yourself until it all explodes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything by it. Let's forget about all this.
What exactly do you feel guilty about? Suddenly bringing up cheating. How did that topic come up out of the blue?
I apologize. I didn't mean anything by it. I don't know why I mentioned that here. I'm not suspicious of you doing anything like that, I swear. Let's forget about this conversation. I really didn't mean anything by it. I just miss you since you've been going on all these business trips. I hope you have a great trip. Hey, I have a few things I want to discuss with you.
What's on your mind? Why didn't you ask me before I left? You know I'm currently on a business trip. You're aware that I'm busy with work, right? I need to focus on my tasks, not personal matters.
I apologize, I understand you're busy, but this is quite important.
Please, get to the point. What do you need?
All right, let's speed things up. I believe that if we're honest with each other, we can resolve this quickly.
What do you mean? Why would I ever lie to you?
So, let's be completely honest, okay? No need to get upset. By the way, I noticed some unfamiliar earrings among the clothes you took on your trip. Can you explain that?
What are you talking about? Earrings? Are you saying there were multiple pairs?
Yes, a pair. Earrings usually come in pairs. I know you don't have any piercings. And these aren't something I would wear. So, I was curious about them. If they don't belong to either of us, they must belong to someone else.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't have time for this.
Can you spare a moment to explain? I think I deserve that much.
They were a gift for you. That's why I didn't say anything earlier.
A gift? For me? You've never bought me any jewelry before. It's hard for me to believe. Do you think you can deceive me? And I'll just accept it?
Why would I lie about something so trivial? I have nothing to hide. I saw them at a small gift shop and thought you might like them. You deserve it.
Then why weren't they in a box? What happened to the packaging? Or were the earrings sold without any?
It's not what you think. Why do you always jump to conclusions?
Don't they usually wrap gifts when you purchase them, especially earrings? You know, with a box and all that. They don't just hand you a pair of earrings without proper packaging. Can you explain that to me?
Like I said, it's not what you think. I took them out of the box to see how they would look. I wanted to make sure they suited you.
Oh, I see. That totally makes sense.
Drop the sarcasm.
So, you tried them on yourself to ensure they would look good on me, is that it? Who in their right mind would believe such a ridiculous excuse?
No, you've misunderstood. I promise you.
Why would you try on earrings like those? I know you had your ears pierced before, but the holes should have closed up by now.
What else do you want me to say? I've already given you an explanation. If you don't believe me, that's your problem.
Why don't you stop making up stories and just tell me the truth?
I don't have time for this right now. It's your issue if you think I'm lying. It's your lack of trust and self-respect.
Initially, I thought they might belong to your coworkers or something. That there must be a simple explanation for having earrings in your bag. But since you're struggling to explain what they are and who they belong to, it seems like you're hiding something. Maybe you've been cheating on me.
As if I would ever do something like that to you. Get over yourself.
Then explain yourself. Tell me the truth without fabricating more stories. Whose earrings are they?
They belong to my sister.
Oh, I see. Your sister, the one you haven't spoken to in years.
That's correct. Coincidentally, my business trip was close to where my sister lives. So I decided to visit her. I'm certain they got mistakenly slipped into my bag while I was there.
Well, that sounds much more plausible than your previous excuse. I wonder why you didn't just tell me that from the beginning. So, your sister wears earrings that resemble those of a showgirl? I thought she had more refined taste.
Come on, don't judge my sister based on those earrings. I'm sure they're meant for specific occasions. In fact, you shouldn't judge anyone for their personal preferences.
I guess you're right, it was rude of me. I'll make sure to text her about the earrings after this. I'm sure she'll be glad to know we found them.
I'm sure she will be. I'll inform her right away. Thanks for letting me know.
All right, I just wanted to update you on what's been going on. Have a productive time at work. Martinez? Do you think you'll be home late today? What time do you think you'll be back tonight? You know, you can at least answer me. Does it take that long to reply?
Oh, sorry. I completely forgot. I didn't realize you were texting me. My phone was on mute. I'm going on another business trip from today. I won't have time to stop by home and pick up any clothes. I'll have to get a change of clothes once I arrive. Don't worry about anything.
You're going on a business trip now? Are you kidding me? You didn't mention anything about this to me. You just left for work this morning as if it were a normal day. You didn't take anything else with you.
I had no idea until a little while ago. They needed someone to fill in for a meeting. And they volunteered me.
Sure they did. What other lies are you going to tell me? I understand that work can be busy, but I highly doubt that everything was decided last minute like this. You think I'm a fool, don't you?
Do some research then. If you think you're so smart, figure it out.
I guess you're right. It says right here that depending on the company you work for, most of the time they let you know in advance. But there are occasions when people find out just hours before they have to leave on a trip. I guess I didn't realize companies do that.
See. That proves that my company isn't doing anything weird. And that I haven't been lying to you.
Sorry, really. So where are you heading tonight?
New York. And some other places around there, but mostly in the city.
New York, right. Didn't you go to Boston just last month? And when you were in Boston, did you visit your sister's house? And while you were at your sister's house, her earring accidentally fell into your bag?
Yeah. So what? Why are you giving me a hard time again?
Gosh, I was hoping you were going to Boston again today. That way, you could return your sister's earrings. You haven't forgotten about that, right?
Why would I forget about that? I just mentioned it.
And you took the earrings with you this morning.
I did not.
You did. I left them on the bookshelf in the living room. And now they're gone. I checked last night. So I know you took them with you this morning. I thought maybe your trip would be to Boston so you could give them back to her. But I guess if you're heading to New York, you won't be able to drop them off to her. What a pity. I wonder why you took the earrings with you.
You know there's an explanation for that. You need to stop thinking everything is about you.
If you weren't going to stop by your sister's house again in Boston, you wouldn't have a reason to take the earrings with you, right? Or maybe you thought you could take the train from New York up to Boston? That's quite a long trip, isn't it?
Are you sure the earrings are missing? Why do you think I have them? I have no clue what you're talking about. I don't have time for this argument again. They might have fallen behind the bookshelf or something. Did you look around?
Martinez, why do you keep getting yourself into these situations? You know you won't be able to get out of them, right? You're cheating on me with some woman. Why don't you just admit it?
I am not. We've already been over this. Can't you focus on something else? Why do you keep accusing me like this? What are you guilty about? This is such a waste of my time.
It's because everything you do and every explanation you give is so absurd. Anyone could come up with better excuses than you. Your business trips to Boston, New York, or wherever else. I bet those were all lies. You've been acting strangely lately. Like you're up to something.
I don't have time for this right now.
Do you think I have time for this right now? I don't have time for your nonsense.
Is that right? Well, then we're in the same boat.
So what are you going to do about it? You know I'm right, and you're getting angry because you've been caught.
You're making me laugh. What a joke. Maybe you should pack up your things and leave. Make sure you do it before I get back.
Excuse me? Are you asking me to pack my belongings and vacate this house?
Unless you suddenly lost the ability to read. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Unless you cease your nonsense and simply focus on your responsibilities. Let me handle mine. Maybe then I'll consider allowing you to stay. But first, you need to apologize for the unnecessary stress you've caused me.
Oh, how considerate of you. Thank you for your kind words. I have no issues with leaving. It's long overdue.
Well, how about apologizing then? If not, then leave.
I won't apologize to you. I haven't done anything wrong. You aren't being a good partner. I'll make sure to leave the house before you return. I have no desire to see you again.
What? Are you serious? Fine. Go ahead, see if I care.
Honestly, I've wanted to leave you for a while now. I just didn't think I could do it. It's quite fortunate that you brought it up yourself. I consider myself lucky. I'll gladly leave.
What will you do? How will you survive? You won't get by without me.
Actually, that's none of your concern anymore.
We're still married, don't forget that. You owe me so much. I've done everything for you. You'd be on the streets without me.
Yes, we're still married. And you can't speak to me or anyone else that way. You don't control me or my actions. I don't owe you anything. And let's not forget. You were the one who told me to pack my things and leave.
That's right, listen to me and get out. Good luck finding a place to live.
Absolutely, I'll be just fine without you. We may be married, but that won't last. I'll file for divorce. What I choose to do from now on doesn't concern you or our relationship. Unless you have any input on my future decisions?
No, not really.
Thank you for bringing this up. I'm relieved that we're ending this. I've wanted it for a long time. It's not just that you don't contribute to household chores. But your anger issues, I can't tolerate them. And your parents? Always pressuring us to have children, I can't stand it. I'm glad we never had kids. Thank goodness.
Are you serious about this? Is this how you've been feeling? Wait, let's talk about this.
What did you expect? After the way you've treated me, how could I feel any different? I am a human being, too. I don't need someone like you telling me what to do. I have emotions and needs. You don't fulfill any of them.
Stop this, I don't have time for you.
Or what? What will you do to me? I have no reason to appease you.
You're still my spouse, for now. Show me the respect I deserve.
Call me whatever you want, it changes nothing. You're a bigger disappointment than I imagined.
Do you think I'm lying about the business trips? I'm not.
I couldn't care less about your whereabouts or activities. It doesn't affect me in the slightest. I'm glad we both agree on getting a divorce. It'll make things easier. I'll leave the signed divorce papers on the table, okay? Make sure to sign them and file them with the court.
You better be gone by the time I return, or else.
Or else what? What will you do? You're a joke.
You'll regret saying that. You're completely unaware of the situation. And the consequences your words may bring.
You need to address the situation with your parents. They're driving me crazy, and I don't know how to handle them.
I'm sorry, but I'm currently at work and too busy to deal with this.
I just wrote to you about it. Take action regarding your parents. I don't care if you're busy. You need to make time for this now. They're constantly trying to change my mind. And it's impossible to get anything done with them around.
What? Are you referring to my parents? What are they saying? Are they discussing our marriage?
Of course they're talking about our marriage. What else would they be talking about? They keep pressuring me to reconsider. And I can't handle their presence anymore. The stress is overwhelming, both from them and your family. They keep blaming me for the divorce. What did you tell them? Did you put all the blame on me?
It was your fault. But all I told them was that you wanted a divorce. They were quite surprised by that.
So, you told them that I initiated the divorce? I'm glad we're doing this. But I distinctly remember you being the one who brought it up. When will you stop lying?
No, you were the one who brought it up. If you want, you can check our messages. I only asked you to leave our house. I never mentioned divorce. Don't twist my words. You were the one who mentioned divorce, not me. And you accuse me of lying? That's absurd.
Don't try to argue semantics. You know exactly what you meant when you told me to leave. Who wouldn't want a divorce after being told that? And on top of that, you treat me disrespectfully and belittle me.
Believe whatever you want. I simply told my parents the plain truth. I never uttered the word divorce. You're the one who used it. I'm speaking the truth, and you know it.
At this point, I don't care what you say. Everything you say is either a lie or distorted to benefit you. You're pathetic.
Well, since you brought up divorce first, you'll have to pay me alimony. How do you feel about that?
Absolutely not. You have no idea what you're talking about. You're the one who caused me all this emotional distress. You'll have to pay me alimony.
Ha. So if I were to explain how much stress you caused me, would you have to pay me as well? Do you realize how much you hurt me? When you expressed your desire for a divorce, I did nothing to provoke you.
You were the one trying to kick me out of our house. And you claim you were the one hurt? You're a joke. A petty little man with a pitiful life. How did I ever end up marrying you? I'll be the one seeking damages from you, just wait and see.
There's no way I'll have to pay you any damages. You're unbelievable.
Because I know everything. I know everything you've been up to. Absolutely everything.
What are you implying?
Don't play dumb now. You're not as clueless as you appear. I know you're just as wicked as you look, if not more. I've been keeping tabs on your activities for a while. I know where you've been going and such. That's why I'm aware of everything. Are you prepared for this?
Ha. As if a homemaker like you can do anything to harm me. You're delusional. There's nothing you can do now.
You can think whatever you want. If I were in your shoes, I'd be curious about what I'm talking about. You'll see what happens soon.
Are you trying to threaten me? Watch your words.
No, I don't threaten people. That's your specialty. What I'm saying is more of a promise than a threat. I'll finish packing my things while your parents hover around me.
Ha. After all your empty threats, you suddenly fall silent. How convenient. That just proves you have nothing. Just as I suspected. Hey. I'm sorry. I feel really bad about what happened. I didn't mean to get upset with you. It was wrong, and I'm sorry. About all of my anger, and my parents. I care about you a lot. Can we talk about us? Please?
What are you talking about? There is no us. There was in the past. But that's no longer the case. It's way too late. You've already filed the divorce papers. I don't think that leaves any room for us anymore. We're pretty much strangers now, and I'm happy. I've never been happier in my life.
Come on, babe. Don't be like that. I feel bad for what I put you through. Please, you've got to give me another chance.
Why all of a sudden? What's gotten into you? Oh, that's right. Did you get a call from my attorney? That must be it. Poor baby. And he explained all of the damages that you're going to have to pay.
He did, so about all that, he's talking all this garbage. He said something about me cheating on you. I have no clue what that is. Do you think I would do something like that to you?
Absolutely. You absolutely would do something so heinous. I don't think anyone would doubt that you could do something like that to me. That's exactly why I asked you if you were cheating on me, remember? Just because I was a housewife doesn't mean I don't know how to do anything. Do you think you were smooth, the way you were cheating on me? Any idiot would have known you were cheating. I just didn't say anything, just in case we were heading for divorce. I'm glad I waited.
Whatever. I guess I did underestimate you. I shouldn't have done that. The attorney said something about a private investigator. Did you hire someone to follow me around?
Sure did. He wasn't exactly cheap, but it was well worth it. I paid out of my paycheck.
What are you talking about, paycheck? You don't have any paycheck to speak of. You don't work?
Oh, that's right. I started working last month. I guess I forgot to mention it to you. You know the company I worked for when we met? Yeah, they called and asked if I would want to work for them again. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to make it. Into the office every day plus do all of the housework. But they said I can work from home. Convenient how it all works out. Life is good.
You didn't mention anything to me. Why would you hide something like that from me?
Yeah, well, you kept going on your business trips. I was going to talk to you about it, but you were never home. Too bad, huh? Plus, I had an inkling that you were cheating on me. So I just kept watching you. Boy, was I right.
How could you lie to me like that? What kind of person are you?
How could you cheat on me like that? See, I can throw the question right back in your face. Stop tempting me like that. You make it too easy sometimes. You didn't expect that I would be able to do any of this, did you?
Well, no, I didn't expect you to do anything like this.
You treated me like crap. Always told me that I couldn't do anything. So I acted just like you expected and didn't tell you a thing. That's when I started the investigation into your infidelity. Man, I'm a lot smarter than I look, eh? What a great use of money.
From what you're saying, you just started work last month. How do you have money to hire some fancy private investigator?
Oh, I just used some of my savings. I always kept those separate because I knew who you were.
How much money did you have in there?
It doesn't matter. I had quite a bit that you'll never see. My family wanted to help out too. Even though I didn't need it. Your sister, too.
My sister? What does she have to do with anything?
I just wanted to check with her about her earrings. Remember? Yeah, I called her up and told her that I'd send her earrings. Of course, she had no idea what I was talking about.
Again, what's that have to do with anything?
Well, we ended up having a pretty long discussion. I told her everything about the earrings. And what you've been up to. She wanted to pay for the entire private investigation fee. But I didn't let her do that. She seemed pretty pissed off at you. Maybe you should call her.
What are you doing all of this for? What's the purpose?
Your sister was talking all of this crap about you. Said that you were a piece of crap. Anyway, I was able to get all the evidence I needed to prove you were cheating on me. So thank you.
Whatever. If you think I'm going to pay you $40,000, you're out of your mind.
I think you're going to have to take that up with the judge. It's not up to you. Or even up to me.
Who do you think you are?
Didn't you start texting me to apologize? Where did all that go?
You're right, I'm sorry. You know I didn't care about all of these other girls at all. I love you. You are the one.
But all of your little business trips. I know what you were really doing. After all of that, you're still going to say that? I sent the investigation reports to your boss, too. Just so you know.
Why would you do that? What does that have to do with my work? What do you think will happen to us?
I don't care what happens to us. There is no us.
I can't believe you at all. You're not at all the same person I married.
Neither are you. This is coming from the guy who cheated on his wife countless times. Are you really serious? Oh, I forgot to mention. Your sister said something about never talking to you again as well. Just so you know.
Why in the world would she do something like that? That's absolutely none of her business.
Well, she has experience with an ex cheating on her. And she can't stand you for doing what you did.
What are you talking about? That has nothing to do with anything.
It sure does. Maybe you can ask her about it. Oh, never mind, you can't.
Sure, that seems like a great idea. Thanks.
Your sister was pretty fed up with your parents, too. She said something about them enabling you.
My relationship with my parents is fine. They love me and they support me.
No. She's right. They're totally enabling you. Why else would they take their time to come all the way to our house just to try? And convince me that you are a good person? They know exactly what you did. And still, they blamed me for this divorce. I can see why your sister is so fed up with your parents. I would be too.
You need to keep my parents out of this.
Why do you mean, keep them out of this? I never invited them in. They forcefully got into our business. Like what they say is going to impact my decisions. They're just as crazy as you.
Yeah, I've heard that before. They're just trying to help me and our situation.
No, they aren't. They don't care about me at all. They just want to make sure you're okay. Without any consideration for me or my feelings. It's incredible.
You're overthinking things like you always do, causing yourself unnecessary stress and anxiety. Why don't you try listening to other people, for once?
You think you have everything figured out, don't you?
No, I don't have everything figured out. And it seems like neither do you. Since you're constantly questioning my actions and decisions.
But the truth is, you have no idea. All you care about is you and how you feel. It's amazing.
You're probably right. I don't have any idea about anything. It's pointless for me to try to understand or care about others since in the end, I'm only going to let them down. And I'll be left with nothing but my own self-absorbed misery.
That's actually kind of deep. Are you serious?
No, I'm not miserable. I've got a great life, especially without you.
That's what I thought. You are hopeless.
So what's going on with us then? I mean, what are we going to do?
Again, there is no us or we. Just make sure to figure out how you're going to pay my damages.
Like hell I will. You are crazy if you think you're going to get a dime out of me.
You have a good job, and sure you'll be fine. I think you'll bring yourself more trouble if you don't.
There's no way I can afford to pay you anything. Plus, the judge isn't going to make me do anything.
Maybe you should stop going on your little trips. Your business trips are pretty expensive. I'm sure you could pay no problem if you took a break from them. Besides, they're what got you into all this trouble in the first place.
You better watch what you say to me. I don't like your sarcasm or your tone.
I don't care what you think. I've decided to block Martinez after our previous conversation. I feel like we've exhausted all our topics. And there's no point in continuing our dialogue. It would be best for both of us to move on and focus on other things. Blocking him will help me avoid unnecessary stress and drama. I've left the rest of the matter in the hands of my attorney. I trust him to collect the amount owed to me, which is what I'm paying him for. I've provided him with all the necessary information and documents, and he has been keeping me updated on the progress of the case. Martinez did end up paying off the full amount he owed in the lawsuit. I was surprised by how easily he resolved it. I had anticipated a lengthy and challenging legal battle. But to my surprise, he agreed to pay the entire sum without hesitation. Perhaps he genuinely felt remorse for his actions and realized the harm they had caused. Or maybe not. Apparently, things aren't going well for him now. I nearly cost him his job when I submitted the investigation results to his boss. Eventually, he decided to leave his job due to the rumors circulating in the office. However, his new job doesn't pay as well. So he and his girlfriend had to move into a more affordable apartment across town. The latest I heard was that Martinez is currently working at a convenience store. It's quite a change of pace, I suppose. I still maintain regular contact with my sister-in-law. And I'm grateful for everything she did for me. She also assisted me in gathering the evidence for the lawsuit. Without her help, I'm not sure if I would have succeeded. We call each other when we're going through difficult times. And I appreciate having her in my life. I know I can always rely on her support. It seems like our friendship will last long term. My career has been flourishing as well. Although I hadn't worked there for a few years, they asked me to come back. And I've worked my way up to a comfortable and satisfying position. Initially, I had reservations about returning to the company. But I'm glad I seized the opportunity. It has been a challenging yet fulfilling journey. I had to start from scratch and prove myself once again. But the hard work has paid off. I've been dedicated to my job and I'm proud of what I've achieved so far. I'm excited about my continued growth and development in my career. Additionally, I'm grateful to work for a company that values its employees and provides opportunities for advancement. Regarding relationships, I'm content with where I am right now. Being single has its advantages, and I'm not in a rush to change that. I'm enjoying my independence and the freedom to do as I please. I'm focusing on my personal growth and development. And I'm not eager to jump into another relationship. I don't want to rush or settle for anything less than what I deserve. I believe that when the timing is right and I meet the right person, I'll recognize it. Until then, I'm content with being single and taking my time to ensure I'm ready for a healthy, long-term relationship.